Tibet, you can start now. You can continue from where you stopped.
Okay, so I was saying that a lot of the errors that I found in the industry was I found out that a lot of us were not merging or matching loudspeakers right. You know, we're not matching loudspeakers right. So we always had the issues of blown, you know, loudspeakers. We've talked about the components. The components in any loudspeaker is just three things: the driver, the enclosure, and the crossover. You understand? The enclosure is either wood or plastic. But for high powered construction and designs, you cannot buy plastic line arrays. They would fail you. Do we understand? Plastic line arrays. Go and look at the best line arrays in the world. They are not plastic. Do you understand? They are made of what you call plywood, or what we have in Russia, birch plywood. Birch plywood can be soaked in water for several days, weeks, and even months, and it will come out the same way it was put in there. Do you understand? So anybody who is marketing a line array to you, except it's for smaller spaces. Do you understand? Except it's for smaller spaces. Plastic line arrays don't usually cut it. Those of us who are in the rental space, you know what I'm talking about. So when you buy plastic line arrays, they have a specific lifespan. Do you get? And so when you're buying drivers, when you're buying crossovers, when you're buying tweeters, you should ask yourself, why do they manufacture with this kind of crossovers or with this kind of drivers? We have the ferrite, we have the neodymium. A lot of people just tell you they want neo. You'll be hearing everybody shouting neo all over. Neo. But the reason they want neo, they cannot fully tell you why. Now, one of the reasons why people want neo, or why we began to manufacture loudspeakers with neodymium drivers, is because neodymium is 10 times or more potent than ferrite. But that doesn't mean ferrite will not cut your event. The difference is that neodymium is lighter, ferrite is heavier. So these are the things we need to consider. Do you want to carry speakers that, you know, those days we used to carry big speakers, not the guys now. When you call packers to pack speakers now, they will be giving you prizes because of the way the speakers are. If your speakers are heavy, if your amplifiers are heavy, a lot of people will begin to, ask you questions. So when you look at loudspeakers in that light, you should know that the strength of materials of your loudspeakers, they matter. Once upon a time, we were using paper cones for loudspeakers. Now we have graduated to start using fiber. Why? Because the more it vibrates, the more your paper gets weakened. And so they decided, okay, we want to create loudspeakers. In fact, myself and my team were discussing just last week, and we are wondering if we can create a loudspeaker that will have a lifetime warranty. Meaning that play it as you want. It will stand the test of time. If I can think it, then any of you can think it. Do we understand? So let's go to the other things that make us have issues. Now, matching loudspeakers together. When you begin to match and reduce the impedance of your loudspeakers, then most of you begin to damage your Class D amplifiers. Because a lot of people like to shout Class D, Class D, Class D, Class D, Class D. But they don't really know what Class D amplifiers do to loudspeakers. Now, when you match a Class D amplifier to a certain kind of loudspeaker, you get a certain kind of results. But in our own territory, in our own terrain, that's why, what's the name of this amplifier? Wolfdale. That's why Wolfdale was making good money. Because a lot of people, when they carry this, is heavy. When they carry, they say, oh, is that. They forget that these things were made with. Oh my God, there's a lot of noise.
I'm muting them. Don't worry. You can
There's a
continue.
lot
I'm
of noise in the
muting them.
background.
Please
Thank you.
kindly mute your microphones. And I'm also doing
So
likewise
when you
on the
begin to
audio
match
channel.
these two things wrong, then there's a problem. And so what solution did we bring into the market? We then began to introduce 16 ohms woofers into products like 215s, meaning double 15 inches. So you see a double 15 inches and then you see 16 ohms, 16 ohms. It means that the total box will be how many? 8 ohms. Then when you see those people who loop, when they then loop those kind of boxes together, we make sure they don't go below what do you call it? 16, 16, 16, 16. It doesn't go below 4 ohms. So we do 8, 8. It now stays at 4 ohms. Instead of looping 2 4 ohms and dropping it to 2, we did 16, 16 and then make sure that they just stayed at 8 ohms. Then when people loop, it now goes to 4 ohms and then it's stable there. And so for the free guys, they began to enjoy our loudspeakers. Meaning that let them do it the way they want to do it. These loudspeakers will stand. And we started doing that. Some of my floor monitors, I do 16 ohms. If I don't say it here, some of you will not know. For those who have used our floor monitors, if I don't say it here, even though, I mean, we do this because we see that in a lot of events, when people begin to rush, they just want to loop. Let the sound just come on. And so the only solution is not to do it right, it's just to loop. I'm sure Okpe knows what I'm talking about. Okpe is listening carefully. Do you understand? And so that's where the errors in our own system comes in. So those errors, we now try to correct them by modifying the systems to contain our errors. Now, a lot of people have asked me, passive versus active crossovers, which one is better? My brother, which one can you afford? Because we are in their need of these active crossovers, we begin to ship in a lot of things that are not even crossovers into the country, and we have a whole mess in town. What's the difference between an active and a passive crossover? A passive crossover will take in 100% and it will give you about 70% out, meaning that your loudspeaker is not working at 100%. It's not fully optimized. Active crossovers need a power source to make sure that whatever you put into it, it will give the same thing out. It's like the graph of a battery. The graph of a battery is supposed to go straight, but when the battery power begins to diminish, you see that it falls. That's how a passive crossover behaves. But for an active crossover, that line is consistent. Why? Because you have plugged it into a power source. Do you understand? So instead of you to just buy a loudspeaker and then start looking for what to push it, then think of your general output. Some have asked me, active and passive system, which one do you recommend? Then I ask them, do you run your light 24 hours on generator? If you don't run your light 24 hours on generator, don't go and buy active systems, because we have a whole lot of active systems in warehouses that are lying there unrepaired, because our power has damaged these things over and over and over and over again. There are only a few people who can even venture to, try to even repair active systems now. So when we talk about loudspeakers, it's not something to be afraid of. Whatever you put in it, it will reproduce. Whatever you run through it, it will reproduce. If your mixing is bad, your loudspeaker sound will be bad. It doesn't mean the loudspeaker itself is bad, because that's where a lot of engineers begin to tell lies. Debbie has told me to talk as I need to talk here, so let's just be factual with ourselves. Some people see some speakers and say, no, this speaker cannot cut it. But have you even tried it? In those days, we had speakers in our house that were not even vented. They were just a box that they put speaker inside. No, what do you call it? No vents for them to breathe. And we used them in our childhood. And we still use them in some places. And they still work fine. Do you understand? So please don't say that one speaker is this when you have not tried this. Do you understand? Now let's go to another industry error. The other industry error we have is that A lot of people say we can bypass the crossovers in our boxes. Can we connect a passive and an active crossover together? Now, it now depends on what you want to achieve. If you want to take total control of your loudspeaker without having anybody impede on your production, then you can then remove your crossover from the inside of your box and then run by amp, and then run it from a passive crossover. I mean, from an active crossover. That's what we did to enter into the industry. But some of us now make us feel that if it is done this way, see, the guys that play Fuji, they are not wrong, oh. Have you wondered why their sound is always heavy? They have very little thing and they have very heavy sound. It's not because these guys are wrong. It's just that they are applying the laws the wrong way. It's not that they are wrong. Somebody needs to call them to order. And that's why we are engineers. Let us call ourselves to order. Let us be able to tell ourselves that, okay, we want to go for this event. What can we do to make sure that this event is purely black? What do I mean purely black? We don't import any foreign engineer to come and do our stuff. Because at the end of the day, most of us who go to all these major events, we are just relegated to the background. I'm looking for a day where maybe DMEG, there's a guy that manufactures speakers now. I think his name is DMEG or DMAPS. I'm looking for a day where all of us will come together and say, okay, this experience, so make me run am Nigerian. Make everything where they do there, make it be Nigerian boxes. Then we'll see maybe people like Okpe, Peter, Prof coming to mix instead of some white guys. I'm sure we can get to that level. The other day I heard that some people were castigating a certain person who said he went to China and he built class H amplifiers, and he said they were very heavy because of the toroidal transformers. And everybody was telling him, oh, class D is the future, class D is the future. What future have you built for your own self in your own company that class D is the future? Can you repair the class D? Some of you cannot even buy it. Some of you cannot even make sure that this class D sounds the way it's supposed to sound. And then we'll begin to say class D is the future. Class D usually is not the future. Our thing is do sound and do it right. Give us the best. Let us have a program where there's no feedback, there's no glitch, there's nothing. And then we come out and say, okay, we made this work with Nigerian-made loudspeakers. Even that your loudspeaker, have you optimized it? Some of you, when your loudspeaker blows, there's nothing you can do about it. You will go and look for a repairer. There are just 3 components in the loudspeakers. We should understand that if we don't do this, what are we leaving for the next generation? The next generation is going to just laugh at us and say, look, they just came and they saw and they did not conquer. Because really, we have not conquered anything. If every day, the best place to buy speakers is in Alaba, where just marketers bring it to sell for us, we don't even have a say in the design process of these amplifiers or these loudspeakers. We need to wake up. We need to come together as audio engineers and tell ourselves the truth. Some engineers, after you work on Sunday and midday, there's no other thing you do again. Then begin to do R&D, research and development. So that by the time you get to a point, you'll be able to say that this loudspeaker was made by me. I had a contribution in making this loudspeaker. Let me go on. I think my time is fast spent. Now, a lot of us say that the bigger the speaker, the bigger or the finer the sound. Loudspeaker has gone from being just big speakers. So it's not the fact that your speaker is big that makes it sound good. Though. If the components in there are not good, then your speaker will not sound good. You understand?
Okay.
Now we've talked
Yeah.
about impedance, we've talked about sensitivity, that's the sound pressure level and wattage. We should not always pursue wattage because wattage is what these marketers use to sell speakers to us. They say, oh, it's too loud. The watt now 100,000 watts, the watt now 50, now 5,000 watts. Listen to me, some of us cannot buy what they call a 5,000 watt speaker because it is very costly. Wattage is costly. Sound pressure level is not costly, but wattage is extremely costly. Imagine a 20,000 watts power soft class D amplifier. How many tech companies in Nigeria can buy it? Then some people just go and inscribe 7,000 watts on an amplifier and feel that that is the way it is. That's not the way it is. When you're looking at this live graph, be looking at the RMS. That's the true value. RMS, not even the peak, not even the program. Look at RMS. What is it giving you? And then read specifications. What is the sound pressure level at 100 SPL, at 100 dB? What is the pressure level it's giving you? At 127, which one can damage your ear? I was in a church the other day and they were shouting, our sound is not this. I said, you people are just making noise here. I did not know that even one of the people in the committee had done ear surgery twice. Why? Because they keep saying their sound is not heavy enough. It's not heavy enough. Is that about being heavy or about clarity? It's when you look at your ratings that you begin to know if these loudspeakers are good for you or are not good for you.
Okay.
A lot of us we just forget about sensitivity and we chase wattage. Wattage is a unit of electricity.
Mr. Utibe, at these few
Oh,
points of
my time is up again.
at these few points, because I know that getting you is the most difficult thing. But once I put you on the platform,
With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to spoil you up. I've been able to, put some things into your mind.
Yes. Now, what you are looking for in Sokoto can be found in Sokoto in Nigeria. And if we can put our minds to it, we can get it done.
You can do it.
Like what you said about the experience, that why don't we bring in our own systems and our own guys and we do it? Experience might not allow us, but we are going to create a platform that something like this is going to happen. Soundcheck, thank you very much, Mr. Utibe, for your time, which I know
Thank you,
that
ma.
I might not call you this year because I have lineup of other let me say engineer celebrities or some senior colleagues in the industry that we also want to hear from. We thank you
Yes,
for
I would
sharing
love to
your
attend.
views.
Please
Yeah, I'm
share
going
the
to send.
information.
Soundcheck is also into product reviews because I'm also bringing up some other product reviews, some products in Nigeria that, why are we using this equipment? Why are we using these amplifiers? Why? Okay, and there are some other products, like I have some China guys also, they've queued up. Can everybody hear me? Because Soundcheck has come to stay. Because of the lineup that I have, because of the lineup that I have, I'm thinking maybe we should be doing 2 classes in a month because I have some product from China. We do guest and we also do product review. We do guest, we do product review so that we'll be able to accommodate many other um, senior colleagues in the industry who are so vast and who are so learned, who are so equipped, like Mr. Otibet. We can also allow them so that we can share knowledge together. We can rub knowledge together. And if you also have some advice for me too, you can also reach out to me on 091 322 is on the chat. You can also reach out. And if you have questions, join kindly I'm going to create a group right now, but just WhatsApp me. Then in the process, I'll add you to the groups that we already have on ground for questions you need to ask Mr. Otibet. We have him for 2 days, sir. We have you for 2 days. I may go. I may not fall my hand. So we've come to the end of this class, and I'm so grateful that you all attended, and I know that you have added to your knowledge because knowledge is also power. When you increase knowledge, you also increase abilities, and you understand, and your what will we say, your being naive is being reduced. Sometimes we don't assimilate while reading. It is until we hear senior colleagues discuss it. Most of the things I understand in sound engineering came from discussions, or came from maybe they will use it to yab you, like see your head like 18-inch. You understand? So something like that. We are rubbing minds together. I hope that the next class will have more than this We have. So we've come to the end of today's sound check. So I'll pull up other flyers. Kindly join us and invite more people. Thank you so much. Please, I want you to just type thank you, Mr. Utibe. Thank you, Mr. Utibe. Let me see that rolling in right now. Thank you, Mr. Utibe. I want to hear people saying thank you, Mr. Utibe. So because I didn't pay him, I didn't give him that kobo. I didn't give him that kobo. Okay, I'm seeing some people clapping. I can see some people clapping. Thank you, Mr. Otibet. Yes, Mr. Otibet, are you seeing it? Silver and gold, we have none.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
And Mr. Otibet has lots of speakers. I'm going to share his contact. We need you to patronize us. We need you to tell us, okay, this is what is wrong, this is what is right about it. That is how we'll get it right. Other countries too they have their own access. People have access to their equipment and they give them their feedbacks, and they got better on feedbacks. So if you don't patronize us, how are we going to work on our feedbacks? So Mr. Tibet has speakers, which I'm going to upload on the WhatsApp. So kindly chat me up on WhatsApp. I'll put you in a group. Then Mr. Tibet will answer your questions. Thank you very much for today. Bye from
Thank
us.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Yeah.